You've been told that motivation is the key to success, that if you just stay inspired, work hard, and push through, you'll achieve everything you want. But here's the problem: motivation isn't the solution you think it is. In fact, it might be the very thing holding you back. The truth is, motivation is fleeting, unreliable, and often a psychological trap that keeps you from actually progressing. This is the dark side of motivation, and today, we're going to break it down. Motivation feels good. It gives you a rush of excitement, a surge of energy that makes you believe you can accomplish anything. But then reality kicks in. That excitement fades, procrastination sets in, and the cycle repeats. You end up stuck in an endless loop of seeking motivation rather than taking real action. Psychologists call this the motivation-action gap. The feeling of motivation tricks your brain into thinking you've already accomplished something when, in reality, you haven't moved forward at all. This is why so many people consume motivational content obsessively, but struggle to take tangible action in their lives. The more you rely on motivation, the more you become dependent on external sources to push you forward. But what happens when those external sources disappear? What happens when the motivational speech ends, the music stops, or the inspiration fades? Most people find themselves stuck, waiting for the next spark instead of developing the ability to take consistent action. The reason motivation feels so powerful is because of the way it interacts with your brain's reward system. When you watch an inspiring video, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical responsible for pleasure and reward. This creates a sense of achievement before any real progress is made. A study published in the journal Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews explains how dopamine reinforces behaviors, making motivation-seeking addictive. The more motivational content you consume, the more you crave it, but this doesn't translate into real action. Instead, you become a spectator to your own aspirations. Experts suggest that motivation is most effective when it's linked to immediate action. If you feel inspired, the best thing you can do is immediately channel that energy into a small, concrete step rather than letting it fade away. The idea of motivation has been leveraged throughout history, not just as a self-improvement tool, but as a method of control. Governments, corporations, and societal structures have long promoted motivation to encourage people to work harder, often for the benefit of someone else rather than themselves. Take corporate environments, for example. Companies frequently push motivational slogans, reward systems, and self-improvement seminars to keep employees engaged. While this might seem positive on the surface, it often shifts responsibility onto individuals rather than addressing systemic issues like overwork, burnout, and unfair wages. Employees are told that if they just stay motivated and work harder, they'll succeed, ignoring the reality that success is often tied to factors beyond just effort. Similarly, marketing industries capitalize on motivation. They sell you the idea that if you buy a certain product, attend a seminar, or follow a specific program, you'll finally reach your goals. But these industries thrive on keeping you in a perpetual state of feeling almost there. So you keep spending, keep consuming, but never quite arrive. If motivation is unreliable, then what should you focus on instead? The answer is discipline. Unlike motivation, which is based on feelings, discipline is rooted in action. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, regardless of whether you feel like it or not. Successful individuals across various fields, athletes, writers, entrepreneurs, all emphasize the power of discipline over motivation. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, explains that success is built on systems, not willpower. He argues that motivation is temporary, but habits are permanent. By designing systems that make action non-negotiable, you remove the need to rely on fleeting inspiration. For example, a disciplined writer doesn't wait for motivation to strike. They sit down every day and write, regardless of inspiration. A disciplined athlete trains consistently, even when they don't feel like it. Their progress is built on habits, routines, and on an internal drive that doesn't depend on external factors. Studies in behavioral psychology show that habits form through a cycle of cues, routines, and rewards. The key to success isn't chasing motivation, but structuring your environment in a way that makes productive actions automatic. If you want to break free from the trap of motivation and build real progress, here are key strategies. Build systems, not just goals. Instead of saying, I want to be fit, create a structured routine that makes working out a part of your day, no matter what. Set non-negotiable habits. Develop habits that you stick to regardless of your emotional state. Success comes from consistency, not bursts of inspiration. Use the 2-minute rule, a concept from David Allen's Getting Things Done. This strategy suggests that if an action takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. It builds momentum and prevents procrastination. Reduce dependence on external triggers. Stop consuming excessive motivational content. Instead, focus on taking action. Accountability and environment design. Surround yourself with structures that make discipline easier. For example, keeping your workout clothes visible as a reminder to exercise, or setting daily alarms for important tasks. The dark side of motivation is that it keeps you chasing a feeling rather than results. The most successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline, habits, and structured systems that drive consistent action. If you want real progress, stop waiting to feel inspired and start taking action. Because action, not motivation, is the true catalyst for success. Every moment you spend waiting for motivation is a moment wasted. Instead, build a system that keeps you moving forward, regardless of how you feel. That is the real key to success.